Okay, our next question comes from Elizabeth. Elizabeth, please go ahead.
All right, Elizabeth, and where are you at?
San Francisco.
Everybody from California here tonight?
It's hot here today. I think I'm in Florida.
Oh,
come
to Florida and you'll know what hot is.
Come to Arizona where I'm at. I'll tell you all about hot.
Yeah, but they got dry heat,
Yeah, for sure. I'm not complaining. Yeah. I'm only complaining about how hot this market is out here right now. So I'm pretty new with you, but I've been working your methodology about a month now. I just bought your course. I haven't gone to the boot camp. I may. But my first round of letters were to expireds. I bought about 1,600 out-of-state absentee names that I'm just starting to mail to. A couple, maybe 250 a week is my plan. I just signed up with your VA program. My question is, do you have any tips for, so my first round of mailings, I mailed to about 350 expireds. I talked to about 30 people. I'm comfortable talking to people.
Tell me you're not taking these calls yourself.
Well, no. Well, I've got Pat Live now, and I've got your VA, but I did start out taking some calls myself because I wanted to just get a sense of what it's like, and I quickly realized I don't want to be doing that.
Right.
But a lot of these people I'm talking to in the Bay Area, I mean, the market's just so hot. People are paying over asking price left and right. So I was just wondering if you have any tips, any of your students that have had success in the Bay Area. I'm marketing to ranges from 200,000 up to 8 million.
8 million is too high. You don't want to go that high. If you get properties up that high, I don't care where you're at, you still got a very, very small percentage of the population that can afford it. And honestly, there's more business than you can handle. In San Francisco, you're going to be probably from $750,000 to $3 million is your sweet spot. And in case our listeners don't know, the last time I was in San Jose, the median price house there was $774,000.
Yep, that's about right.
For a $125,000 house, I might add.
Yep.
But when you're in a really hot market like that, the first thing I want to do is move outside of that smoking hot market, which means you don't have to move very far. You probably have to hit some burgs that aren't as hot. But honestly, if you ramp up and you understand math, that just means you have to bring a lot more sellers in to get less yeses. But then when you do get them, think about how nice it's going to be when you're the one doing the selling, and the amount of money that you can command from people who can't qualify. And possibly, even if the hot market is that hot, you might even be able to just raise the price, and if somebody wants to come in and write you a check, then so be it. Because when you raise the price on a house in those price ranges, it's going to be a six-figure price increase. So, I mean, you've got a lot of advantages to tap onto your smoking hot disadvantage. So my advice is real simple. Move your market where it's not so smoking hot, or ramp up the number of leads that you process in the areas that are smoking hot, and it will surprise you to learn that there are still plenty of people who would be glad to sell on term. Let me tell you who I'd hit, incidentally. It just came to me. My favorite type of house today is the houses with a very small amount of equity in them. Small amount of equity, not large amounts of equity. If they have a small amount of equity, that means that I've got a seller that's more motivated to sell because they got a payment on their back when something happens in their life. And a lot of times they just can't sit around and wait for a realtor to sell a house. I mean, even if a realtor sells the house, there's still some time that's got to go by before they actually get the buyer through the loan process and into the house. So there's a bunch of people out there just don't want to wait that long. And then there's a bunch that just don't care. Are you doing anything about people that are headed for foreclosure or possibly even filed on there?
So I haven't, and I'm thinking I want to start doing that because I'm anxious to get some deals going. But I've just been focusing on the pretty house thing and haven't really looked at that yet.
Well, the problem with people that are in foreclosure is they're probably 8, 9, 10 months or more in arrears, and that would kill the pretty house deals. It would take so much cash to bring the payments current that it would suck up all the profit you can make by putting a tenant buyer in the house on a down payment or a deposit. So.
Yeah, and in California, obviously, you have to fill out the special 5-day paperwork. So.
Yeah, you do. You got special documents, 5-day right of rescission, the whole works there. So.
But I was debating doing a two-pronged approach out here and working on some of the foreclosures as well, just to get some cash flow.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, you need to change up your list, too. Don't. By the way, if they're expired listings and the market's so hot, how come they didn't sell?
Yeah, it's interesting.
That would be my first question.
Yeah,
right.
yep.
And
That is, yeah.
It might be expired because you're starting off with a bunch of unreasonable sellers to begin with.
That's true.
So change your list. Do the out-of-towns. And me, I just mail into zip codes that I want to do business in.
Okay.
But you can rent a list of people that haven't been in their house more than 2 or 3 years, so they have small equity.
Okay, good idea.
And like you said, Ron, the profits are just enormous there in California. We have a student, their first deal, they made $80,000 in California. Their second deal, their profit was over $100,000 on their second deal. That's, $180,000 on 2 deals. That's not bad.
So you see, Liz, you don't have to do but one of those a month.
Cool, cool. All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.